Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. How are you doing today? I am on my way to Tennessee. I've got Lillian in the crate back there. I'm going to go pick up my friend Jen, and we are going to drive up to the Memphis area to go up onto the ridge and get a quick tour of the ridge and maybe grab a bite to eat while we're up there, and then we are going to pass Lillian off to Tim, and he's going to take her to Arkansas this evening. So by this evening, which as you're seeing this, I might post this. If I can get reception, I might try to post it today, which is Saturday. If I can't, I might wait and post it for Sunday, which I don't usually post a Sippin' and Spillin' on the weekends, but every once in a while I do. So I'm excited because, you know, I haven't gone to the ridge before. Usually Tim comes down here, or we see him at a meetup in Arkansas or Oklahoma or something like that. So this is the first time that anyone from 3 Mississippi will have, you know, sat on the property there, set foot on the property. So I'm excited to go check it out because, you know, as I'm sure you can imagine, even though you feel like you've seen people's properties or their animals or their land or their setup or whatever, you know, it's different on film. It's the way it's shown. It might look bigger or smaller, or, you know, it's just the camera angles and how cameras work and lighting and all of that. So when you see it for yourself, sometimes it can look very, very different. And so it's always kind of interesting to see how accurate the filming was, you know. But I'm excited to go down there and see, and I'm really excited that Lillian has done as well as she has in such a short period of time. If you think about it, you know, she was basically found late Tuesday night on like death's door and she went from not being able to stand up or really walk to and not being able to eat or drink on her own, and me having to hand feed her, to now doing amazingly well. Like her eyes weren't even open before. They were like she couldn't, you know, I feel like she can see a little bit better today. She's been eating and drinking on her own now for 2 days. So that's really good. I'm really, really pleased with her progress. And I think that she's just going to continue to get better as time goes on. She's still got several days of steroid left that, you know, I'm bringing to give the rest to Roxanne so that she can keep up with that. Roxanne did say she plans to take her to her vet next week to get her checked out and just, you know, kind of do a status update on Lillian and see what her vet says and go from there. She did have a bunch of ticks on her, so we spent a good bit of time picking off a bunch of ticks, poor baby, which I'm sure she did not enjoy, but she was well behaved for it. But you know, that's just the nature of when she's out in the woods for a few days, and you know, she's mostly an indoor dog, so she's likely not on any, you know, maybe flea or tick medication, because the buffet was open. Poor little thing. So we sat there with my little tick comb, tweezy scooper thing, and just, I was like, okay, shine the light over here. Okay, shine the light over here. You know, and we're picking them all off. So hopefully I got them all. I think I did. Some of them were really tiny. Like I had never seen ticks that tiny. So hopefully we got them all. But I'll let Roxanne, you know, do another once over and you know, give her a bath and do all that. I didn't want to bathe her. I didn't want to do anything to her like that I didn't have to. Just because I figured, why do something that could potentially throw her into a frenzy or get her upset? Although she was pretty out of it most of the time that she was with us. She was just basically sleeping, recovering, not really very alert, but she has just made so much progress. So I'm really relieved that we're able to get her home today. That means that this week I'll be be able to get some sleep. I won't have to be staying up with there's a Jeep in front of me that their whole front end just went out. So I'm not sure what happened there, and I would stop normally to see, but it's a guy driving and I'm alone and I'm on a mission. So I'm not a terrible person, I promise. I just, if I see a guy alone having car trouble, I generally don't stop, because also what am I going to do? And he probably has a cell phone. So there's that. Anyway, but that's why I suddenly like slowed down. I just watched the whole front of his Jeep started going like this. I was like, those tires look like they're gonna come off. Somebody done loosened the bolt. They pulled the lever, crank. Anyway, so, you know, I like a road trip. This is actually gonna be a little bit of a girls trip. Frankie's still actually in Tennessee right now. They're leaving, they may have left already. They were up at a campsite for this last week. She left right after Freedom Weekend to go with our friends Ryan and Beth and their whole family to go camping, and so she's been up there with them, and they're coming back today. So she and I are kind of going to be passing each other at some point here on the road. She's going to be disappointed that she didn't get to come to Memphis this afternoon, but you know, it is what it is. So Jen and her daughter Kay are going to come with me to drive up there and do what we do. So it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a little bit of an adventure. It's going to be, you know, it's a little bit of a girls trip this afternoon, but I should still be home by, you know, 7, 8 o'clock tonight. And that's my kind of adventure. I like to still be in bed by 8 o'clock if I can help it. So I'm so wild. I don't even know what to tell you. I'm so crazy. And anyway, so that's all the news. It is the news. And Lillian's doing really well. She's been walking around and wagging her tail when I take her outside, and you know, I tell her she's a good girl for going potty. She's wagging her tail, and she's still very kind of klutzy, but she's definitely improved. And she will always have a special place in my heart. I was talking to Rox last night, and I was like, I'm gonna miss her. She's been my little constant, like, glued to me these last few days because she needed so much assistance, and she's got such a special place in my heart. And Rox said, well, I'm sure she has a special place for you in her heart too, I'm sure. So I'm gonna miss the little girl. Mike even like said goodbye to her when I was leaving and loved on her, because he's been a good little caretaker too, when when we're kind of sitting on the couch in the evening and she's sort of snoozing on me and stuff. He'll be like, Lillian, and he'll give her love. So he gets a soft spot for, he doesn't really like little dogs or cats or any of that kind of stuff, but then when he has the opportunity to be around one, he kind of melts a little bit. So that's what happened. So I think he got a little attached to Lillian while she was here, because her home base, we put her in Mike's office because that way she was away from all the other animals. It was quiet in there, and I was able to, it's close to being outside because she was having the bladder problem. So I was able to like whip her out and get her outside real quick, always with a leash before anybody says anything. So not that those first few days she could have gotten away from me. She wasn't moving real well, but I wasn't taking any chances at that point. So it is what it is. But I'm so thankful that she's doing so well, and we're going to get her home and, got her on the mend here, eating, drinking, living La Vida Loca. She's doing all the things that a Chihuahua would normally do now. And that's, if Tuesday night, if you had told me she would make this much progress this fast, I would have said you were crazy, because I really didn't think she was going to make it that first night. I really had my doubts. Not that I didn't think she was going to make it. I was really unsure if I was going to be able to perform a Christmas miracle with that whole IV bag and just getting her through the night. But thank the Lord, it worked. Prayers worked, and Lillian refused to give up the goat and just kept fighting. So Lillian, I commend your courage and strength through adversity, homegirl. But anyway, that is what is going on now. I will be posting probably on Tuesday's 3 Mississippi video. I will have our adventures going up to Ridge Life's place and getting the tour up there and our little shenanigans on our trip, all of us. So I hope you can stop by and join us for that and all that fun stuff. So appreciate you guys. As always, stay blessed and remember, safety's all.